I know you're a workaholic, small business owner, occupies a lot of your time and thought. You got kids, that occupies time. Got to leave some time for hanging out with the wife, a little bit of smooching every now and again.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
But when you're not doing all of that and you need to unwind, what is your favorite hobby?
Man, favorite hobbies are pretty easy. Like I think I mentioned this before. Competition is my favorite thing.
Okay.
I love
Does
competing.
not matter what it is.
Doesn't matter what it is. If I'm decent at it, though, that's better.
Sure,
It's
absolutely.
better.
That's how you win money from people.
That's right.
If you
that's
want,
right.
even if it's a quarter
Yes.
or a
yeah.
dollar.
I love competition. Something recently I've gotten into though is a video game. I'm not a video gamer. I used to teach video game design. Like I'm 1985 video games. Like that's where I'm stuck at. Yeah. But I've got a nephew who, for a couple different reasons, wasn't able to get out of the house for a while, so he could play video games on this Nintendo Switch with my son. And my brother was getting into it too, so we started playing this game called Fortnite. And,
Sure.
I've
heard of it.
Yeah, so there's a map, and you all jump in on this map. It's free, and you collect weapons and try to kill each other. And
like most video games,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I've recently got into that, but I love playing golf. I love fishing, outdoors, anything, camping. Being off the grid, away from my cell phone.
Right on.
That's my jam.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's some good hobbies.
Yeah.
A person needs to unwind, especially when you're running your own business. You'll get burnt out otherwise.
Yes.
All right. Some little more off the wall questions here. Now, Central Texas. I mean, this place is awesome. But if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Outside of Central Texas.
Or Texas. Let's just say Texas. Because this is its own country, right?
Yeah.
That's at least what I've been told.
Man, so there was a time where I would have said Destin, Florida. Like, that'd be the place for me to live.
Yeah.
But I think now I'll change that to Galveston.
Really?
Yeah, I never thought so when I was teaching, we lived down there, and it kind of grew on me. It was like, turned into like my sister. Like, I could talk trash about it, but I didn't want anybody else talking trash about it, you know?
Okay, yeah, all right.
So I think that, and then that keeps me in Texas. It keeps me by the water.
Sure.
And close to family. Like,
okay, so all important things.
Yeah, all really important things to me. And I think if I lived in Florida, I would have to have a bunch of frequent flyer miles. You know.
All right.
So that'd be, and then after that, Colorado. I'm just gonna tell you every place that I like. Yeah, I've only been there
for the snow or for the Rocky Mountains.
All of it, like the atmosphere.
Is that John Denver is full of?
Expecting the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier.
Yeah, right.
No, man, I love the atmosphere there, and the people is. Well, I guess I really don't know the people there, but the atmosphere for sure.
Yeah.
You know, the one time I went there, when I came back, it was like you get off the plane and you're like, okay, I'm back in Texas.
Not a great place to go running in Colorado.
No, yeah,
a runner. All right, I really like this question, and I really want. This is a fun one. Two-parter. What is your favorite movie to quote? Now think about that. Well, let's do.
Yep.
And then the most common movie quote you use in day-to-day life.
Oh, man. Okay, so the first one's easy. Favorite movie to quote is Tommy Boy.
Ooh, all right.
Nothing close to it for me. Like that is, I could tell you every movie, every line in that movie. I'm a big Adam Sandler fan too, so Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore are a close second.
Solid
like
one.
that's
like what we grew up with.
Yeah, it's like sophomore year of high school. Like girls wouldn't talk to me, so I'm just watching a bunch of TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, my favorite quote.
When you use for what's maybe favorite and most commonly used. Let's do two. Your favorite one and the one you most commonly use, because there's some out there that just apply to life so well.
They do. You know, so if I were to go to Tommy Boy, since I mentioned Tommy Boy, I think my favorite quote from Tommy Boy is, "Hey, I tell you what, you can take a good look at a bull by sticking your head up a, butcher's."
A butcher's ass.
Yeah, but yeah.
Can I
I like ruining that a little bit. Hey, I tell you what, you can take a look at a bull, or wait, it's got to be your bull, because he messes it up. So
yes,
that's part. I like that. Gosh, I don't know. I like some of the old slapstick stuff too. So I like quoting a bunch of Caddyshack and
Oh yes.
the world needs ditch diggers too.
Yeah.
That's there's a bunch.
There is a bunch.
It's hard for me to pinpoint one thing.
Well, there are so many good movie quotes. All right. We're gonna get to your business here shortly. If you could have coffee or Jägermeister with any historical figure, who would you choose?
Gosh.
There's not that many important people in history, is there?
Like outside of Jesus, like if we take the Bible,
we're taking that one out, yes, because
that's where I would go
for
first.
most people, that's an obvious one. I fully agree.
Any historical figure? Gosh, that would be really really tough. I think I would. I don't want to get into politics or anything.
No, but historical. Don't even
historical. Yeah, I
those
grew up
people
in the '80s.
Those people have led interesting lives. It's not like you need to.
I think I would enjoy having a conversation with Ronald Reagan.
The Gipper.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting life.
Well, that was an interesting time.
Yes.
In our history as a world.
That's right.
I mean? So.
Yeah, and it's I couldn't imagine like in the '80s. I didn't know anything that was going on, but
sure,
there was a lot of things happening.
Sure.
And yeah. So I think without diving into politics, I think that's where I would go. I think that'd be cool to interview him.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. I mean,
there really are, and I hadn't really thought about that. But you know what I'd really like to do though? I'd like to go back and just because I love the old Back to the Future movies.
Hey.
I'd like to go
Product of the 80s,
I'd like to go see my parents in high school, like just to see what they were like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That'd be fun.
They tell you the stories, but are they synthesizing that story and only letting you know? Or are they giving you the unvarnished truth?
Well, and now that I'm a parent, I'm like, oh,
how much different or similar to your parents?
I see how things go.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, maybe would people call you an introvert or an extrovert?
I think people would call me an extrovert.
Okay.
But I'm definitely not that.
Okay.
I'm an introvert.
Okay.
So, because in my job, I meet a bunch of people, and I like this. One-on-one is my favorite. Yeah. I could do that all day, but I do get anxiety about meeting somebody new. Because I do that a bunch. And I've talked myself out of meeting somebody new. I've pulled into a business and backed out because anxiety got the best of me.
Okay, all right.
So I would say that I'm an extrovert with introvert tendencies.
Okay, all right. Hey, I think that's a pretty good one. I think that's true for probably a lot of people. We're not fully one or the other,
Yeah.
Depending on the situation we're in. Okay, I think about this one because it's fun to daydream, and I'd like to know how you daydream about this. If you won 10 mil tomorrow, you plop down a couple bucks on the old Powerball, what would you spend it on?
Man, the first thing I would spend it on would be I'd put some tithe to my church.
Right on.
And then I would go into real estate would be my future from that point on.
I heard there's money in it. I don't know. I keep
I
hearing that, And my Facebook feed, every 3 things says you should flip some houses.
Yes, and I think people will need a place to live.
Yes.
In the future. So I think that's the route that I would go.
All right.
Yeah. But specifically, I'd buy a house in Galveston and in Destin.
Okay, well, because all right.
That's where we go. In Colorado.
Our 2 favorite places.
And I'd Airbnb them all 3 of them. So when I'm not there.
There you go.
They'd be
let that money make some money,
yes,
right?
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sound investment strategy. All right. We're going to get through this real quick, this next couple, and then get on to your business. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh. Pet peeves.
That's right. I know.
This is really tough. Okay. Number 1, when I'm on the phone.
Sure.
And anybody else is trying to talk to me while I'm on the phone.
Okay.
I don't have the capacity for it. I cannot listen to 2 people at once.
Yes, my wife gets mad at me all the time about that.
Yeah, it's really, really, really tough. Oh man, so we're moving on.
No, just keep answering. I'm just doing some things here on the side.
But yeah, so that's a pet peeve of mine. The other,
Okay.
this is a smaller one.
Okay.
It's much smaller, but I think my wife's going to listen to this podcast.
All right.
And
Tread lightly.
She already knows this.
Okay. All right.
Every now and then, once the kids are put together and we've told them they can't have dessert, I'll fix some ice cream for me and Sarah to have in bed as we watch our show.
Yep.
And when she gets done, the side of her bed has 15 different bottles of lotion on it, so it's completely crowded.
Okay.
So she'll hand me her mug to put on my side of the bed.
Okay.
And it looks like I'm just a glutton. And then the kids will come in, they're like, Dad, you said we can't have ice cream, and you got 2 mugs full of empty ice cream here. So
kids will bust you faster than anything.
Oh yeah, they will. They will for sure.
They don't remember to clean their room, but they'll remember that you said this or that and bust you faster than anything.
Yes, they'll leave the door open for, like, if Archie goes outside.
Yeah.
That's how we potty train him.
Okay.
To go outside and pee in the backyard.
To each their own.
But if he's going to be out for 5 minutes, he'll just leave the door wide open.
Okay.
They'll leave all the lights on, TVs are on. But when we're brushing our teeth together, if I don't turn that water off right away, they'll tell me how I'm ruining water for the planet.
All right, they bust you that quick.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Well, it seems as though you've taught your kids well to some degree there. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're potty trained.
We're going to finish up this section of questions with some real controversial ones, and these pertain specifically to Texas.
Okay.
Controversial.
Okay.
Hear that?
That's my specialty.
Controversial. Favorite college football team?
Oh.
Remember, controversial.
Man, okay.
Don't alienate anyone.
Yeah, so, that's a tough one. I grew up, my grandfather and my uncle both went to UT. So growing up, that was like, that's who you rooted for.
Okay.
Then all my buddies come along and they go to A&M.
Uh-oh.
And I held off for a long time, and I'm still not like drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'd have to say probably A&M. But I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna back off a little bit, and I'll say any team in Texas, if they're playing a team that's not from Texas, I go for that team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very political answer, not to offend anyone.
Yes, I'd ride the fence a little bit. I'll still scorn some people.
All right. I'll let that one pass. You didn't, put your foot in the ground.
I'll take a tougher stance on professional sports, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I draw a harder line there.
Well, we're just going to go with college because everyone's a lunatic about that stuff, and I have my team.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention mine because no one asked me it. And
it's got to be somewhere from Minnesota, right?
Well, no, it's not from Minnesota.
Okay.
But if someone ever interviews me down the road, I will reveal that answer.
Okay.
You know what? Rex, stop asking me questions, buddy. Okay, here's another one. Barbecue reigns supreme here in Texas, as we all know, and it should because it's delicious.
Yeah.
If you would like to make a stand, what's your favorite barbecue restaurant?
Oh, favorite restaurant?
Ooh,
okay.
You have an answer. All right.
No, I do. Oh. Here's where I do need to plead the fifth on this.
Man, you are just like...
I'm going to tell you something. Every barbecue restaurant in Central Texas, they all have an account, and they all spend the same.
Okay, all right.
I could not go out and offend anyone, but I will. Can I mention some that I think that are exceptional?
Hey, however you want to say it. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start in Waco, and then I'm going to work my way down to Temple and Belton.
Okay.
So if you're in Waco area, Uncle Dan's has been a staple there for a long time.
Okay.
Guest Barbecue is pretty dang good, and there's a place called Hellberg Barbecue that's pretty dang good too.
Okay,
Those are 3 really good ones. Down here, the ones that I have tried, Chef's, pretty dang good.
Tasty stuff.
Miller's is pretty dang good.
It is. Solid breakfast there at Miller's.
Yeah. And those are the ones that I've been introduced to.
Okay.
Yeah, but my favorite is just like my beer, free.
Free. All right.
The free barbecue is my favorite.
Right on. Well, I have one that you cannot get political with. It's either yes or no.
Okay. All right.
Beans or no beans?
No beans.
No beans.
No beans.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. No beans.
All right. Another controversial one.
Okay.
You can choose to answer or not.
Okay.
Secede or not secede?
Secede.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
All right. You don't have to. You don't have to.
No. I say that from a very topical point of view, but I love Texas.
I love it.
I love it. I actually wasn't born in Texas.
Okay.
Which I don't
Where
tell
were you
many
born?
people. I was born in the state that's the only state that's mentioned in the Bible.
State of.
Warning, dad joke coming.
Okay.
Arkansas.
Right.
Noah looked out the ark and saw.
Okay.
Arkansas.
There it is.
Mentioned in the Bible. No.
All right.
No, but I love Texas, and so that's I think I get tired of politics sometimes.
Yes.
So I'm like, why can't we just be our own? You know,
Yes.
That's where that's coming from. And I'm
All
sure
right.
there's a lot of paperwork that says that's probably.
All right. Well, we got to know you.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, before we move on, let's pour a little more. Rex, would you like a bottle? We're gonna drink a little bit of this Uncle Nearest.
Sure.
1884, 93 proof. A little bit of Tennessee whiskey here.
Woo.
Let's try it. You know, I will say, starting off with a little Jägermeister. Calm me down. I'll just say that.
Man,
We'll just do a little nip of this.
I'm gonna have to have a nap this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Little
tonight.
Unsolicited review, just like we talked about. You want a little bit or a lot?
Whatever you're having.
We got some more questions to get to. There we go. That's good. That's good.
I call this talking juice.
Talking juice. That's right. Truth juice is what I've
Yeah.
heard it's called as well.
Yeah, we need to make that a statement.
Truth juice.
Yeah.
Talking juice. We're gonna copyright that one.
You ever watch Get Smart?
The movie?
No, the show.
I have not.
Oh, man.
Rex, would you like one, buddy?
Yes. Thanks.
There you go, buddy. No. What is Get Smart?
Well, it's just an old show that I saw on syndication, but they had a cone of silence that would come down.
Okay.
It was anyway.
They could never hear each
Yeah, they couldn't hear each other in the cone of silence.
All
So.
right. Well, I think you give it a little sniff.
Tell me about this.
Well, it's 93 proof, so not too hot. It's. I'm trying to find the age statement on it here.
They bottled it in 1884. It looks like.
Well, that's right. So it's very old.
Very old.
Very
yeah.
aged.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna give it a taste. It smells good on the nose. So give that a little sip. Give it the Kentucky chew. So put it in your mouth. Kind of swish it around. Chew around. I like to blow through my nose afterwards. You get a bit of toasting notes too there.
That's pretty smooth, huh?
I like it. It is pretty smooth. I'm trying to see what I taste on there. I don't know. Maybe I should go to the old bourbon wheel here. If it pops up.
Man.
Whoa.
Uncle Nearest. So what does something like this run at the old hooch store?
Well, the old hooch store probably has that thing
93 proof.
probably for about $50.
Okay.
Probably, I would guess.
Man.
Let's see. I would pay $50. I mean, that's what I'm guessing. It's $50.
Wow, the first known African American master distiller. Each small batch is curated by his great-great-granddaughter.
It's got good legs.
Wow.
Really good legs.
That's pretty cool. It's family owned. I'm talking about local.
Small business. There we go. There we go. Speaking of small business, let's get to your business right here.
Okay.
All right, Matt. Why did you decide to go what took you out of being a coach, and why did you go the entrepreneur route? Couple questions why.
Okay.
Was it freedom, maybe financial, family? Elaborate on that for us. Why did you decide to join the ranks of the entrepreneurs and small business owners out there?
Yeah, okay, so I can't answer that question without saying God first.
Hey.
That's for me, he's not always in control, but in the good times he is.
Yeah, well, yes.
So God and opportunity. I think those are the two things that come to my mind first.
Okay.
Is I saw the opportunity from a friend. So locals love us.
Well, that was my next question.
Yeah.
What is your business?
Well, so it's like.
And what made you decide to start it?
Yeah, locals love us is like it's like an Angie's List or a Yelp.
Okay.
But a way more localized version and positive only.
All right.
Okay. So
yeah, everyone's negative nowadays.
That's right. And there's plenty of platforms to be negative. But Locals Love Us is not one of them. So I had a friend of mine who was opening up some markets for Locals Love Us. Locals Love Us started in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
About 15 years ago.
All right.
And they're called the Local Best. And then about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they started branching out and opening up more markets, but they were corporately owned.
Okay.
So they would bring like a super team of sales agents into a market, and they would open it up. They'd get people to vote, and they'd sell advertising to them, and then they all pulled out, and they would go open another market up. Well, for local businesses, relationships are big time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they started pulling out of markets to go open up other markets, the markets they had opened up had been successful, but they started trailing down because there weren't relationships established. So the company itself opened up, well, they changed the whole dynamic of their company and went to a franchise model.
Okay.
And that's really when I got peak interested.
All right.
And I thought, we prayed about it, and we looked at the company. I did every kind of research I possibly could on the company, because they're voting things in just about every town you go into.
Sure.
Here's the best of the so-and-so, here's the best of so-and-so. So I wanted to know why Locals Love Us was different, and is it something that can be sustainable for a long time? And what I found in the research process was just nothing but opportunity. It was really cool. I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to give back in the way that I could as a educator.
Sure.
You get done at the end of the school year and somebody graduates and they tell you how much you impacted their life. That's a pretty profound thing.
It makes you want to come back next
year.
It
does. Yeah, it makes you forget about all of the garbage or the crap that you dealt with and think about just the good stuff.
Sure.
Which for me, that's why I got into teaching, was because I didn't really have an educator that was impactful for me, so I wanted to be that for somebody.
Okay.
And so I was researching Locals Love Us, and I thought, man, maybe this is something that can give us time and financial flexibility, and also give back at the same time. And that's what we've done, and it's been really cool doing it. Gosh, maybe too much booze, but I got sidetracked. Did I answer the question?
No, you answered it well. And so we're gonna. So then my question is, I love it because. Yeah, all about local, small business. Let's figure out how we can help each other and encourage each other. So how does your business help other businesses?
Yeah, so 3 ways.
Okay.
The first way, people always think of, when they're thinking about advertising, they're thinking about acquisition, right?
Okay.
So we do a couple other things outside of that, but that's one. Acquisition is we help consumers get connected with businesses they can trust.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so in your line of work, what you've done in the past, contracting work, right?
Yes.
Is trust an issue in that line of work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It absolutely is.
And I think anybody that has had work done for them or has ever been burned by anybody, trust all of a sudden is a very big deal.
Very valuable.
Yes, and so in Temple and Belton, anybody can claim that they're the best business, right? Mm-hmm. They can go take a billboard out, spend $5,000 a month, and say, "Hey, we are the best business." But how does a consumer trust that that's the truth?
That's true. You can buy anything nowadays, any type of comments. And
Yeah. And Locals Love Us is one of the very few things that puts it in the hands of local people. So local people say, hey, this is where you need to go to have your cigars. This is where you need to go to have lunch. This is where you need to go have steaks. And having that trust is a big deal. So I call that brand reputation management.
Okay.
Right?
Sure, absolutely.
And you'll see that in other forums. You see business owners wanting to get good reviews and wanting to do all this other stuff. But Locals Love Us is one of the things that really does put them on a platform that people can trust. And so if somebody's new to town and they pick up a Locals Love Us magazine or go to our website, it might not be the end-all be-all for them, but it's a very good starting point. And so maybe they go and they say, okay, well, Creekside Cigars has had great reviews, and they're also Locals Love Us favorite. Well, then you're just getting that in their head. They're thinking, okay, the likelihood of me having a good experience when I walk in here is pretty dang good.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm not going to get burned again. So that's the number one way is we help consumers get connected with businesses they can trust.
Okay.
And that's an acquisition, and then we do the brand reputation management, but we also are retention.
Okay.
So You know, let's just say you did a remodel for somebody 5 years ago, and all of a sudden they see you in our magazine or on our website. They're going to say, okay, they're still doing what they should be doing, and let me tell all my friends about it. You know, or I know somebody. So we work on a couple different levels. We're an onion. We got several layers.
Okay.
But our end all be all is really to help the community. And when we help consumers get connected with businesses they can trust, the businesses that really care about customer service and doing the right things can capitalize on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that almost leads that answer right there leads into my next question. Who is your ideal customer?
Well, that's a tough one because we work on consumer side and business side. So we want consumers to vote.
Yes.
That's a big thing. Tell us your opinion. If you don't like who's in Locals Love Us, great. Tell us who you do like.
Okay, sure,
You know,
absolutely.
like that's the approach that we have, because I'll have people do that. I mean, I was doing an event not too long ago for Halloween. Right, we're handing out candy, and somebody walks by and they go, "Hey, man, barbecue place.
Yeah.
Why y'all have this barbecue place?" You know, and again, he's thinking that I came up with this barbecue place, putting Locals Love Us. And I'm like, man, just go vote.
That's
go
the customer's responsibility.
Yeah. Go vote.
If you care about them, let them know
know.
in the community.
That's right. And then business owners, you know, anybody that's wanting to grow their business, that's really it. Anybody that's wanting to grow their business and trust is an issue in their business.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people. I mean, we just had a hailstorm, right?
Yep.
And so then you're going to see all the roofing companies come in. And a lot of times they'll come in from out of a local pocket, you know, so they'll come in from 100 miles away and they're knocking doors and trying to get business. Locals Love Us is something that says, hey, this is a local company. If you're going to get your roof fixed, get it fixed here and keep that money in Central Texas.
There you go.
You know, so, but there are businesses that can't afford to advertise too, and I want them in our book. You know, it's not always the right time to advertise.
Sure.
So we take the approach of relationships first.
Okay.
And kind of a giver's gain, you know.
Yeah.
We want to help as many people get what they want, and then we'll get what we want.